She appeared out of nowhere, and then the internet could not look away. An Instagram star in a crimson sari swayed to a catchy Romanian track, Dam un gur, and the clip rocketed across feeds. A glossy photo followed, this time with American adult film actor Kendra Lust, and the mystery only grew. Who was Babydoll Archi, the Indian bombshell who doubled her following in a matter of days and hit 1.4 million fans? Her name trended across Google. Memes multiplied. Fan pages sprang up overnight. Everyone wanted a piece of the sensation. Then came the twist that turned fascination into shock. There was no real woman behind the online persona. The face on the screen looked painfully like a real person, yet the influencer was a fabrication built with artificial intelligence. The resemblance belonged to a woman in Dibrugarh, in Assam, a homemaker we will call Sanchi. She was not on social media. She did not crave followers. She had not posted the images that millions were now seeing. The truth began to unravel only after her brother filed a police complaint on the night of July 11th. What police uncovered was a story about betrayal, technology, and the speed at which a lie can race ahead of the truth. Investigators traced the digital fingerprints to a man named Pratim Bora, Sanchi's former boyfriend. He is a mechanical engineer and a self-taught artificial intelligence enthusiast. According to senior police officer Sajal Agarwal, who is leading the investigation, Bora assembled an AI likeness using Sanchi's private photographs. The motive, she said, was pure revenge. The account did not begin at its current level of polish. Babydoll Archi was created in 2020. The first uploads appeared in May 2021. In the early phase, police say, Bora used real images altered to look more glamorous. As tools improved, he leaned on AI systems, including ChatGPT and an app called Zine, to generate highly convincing photos and videos. The output was a digital siren. The audience kept growing. For a while, the profile picked up likes in the background. Then momentum kicked in around April this year, and the numbers surged. The algorithms pushed the content. The sari dance went viral. Gossip pages and mainstream outlets profiled the influencer as if she were a rising star. Some headlines even speculated she might be headed to the US adult industry, a claim that attached a sensational narrative to a fabricated identity. Sanchi had no idea. With no presence online, she was locked out of the fiction that used her face. Her relatives were apparently blocked from the account. The family did not see it until it erupted across news feeds and televisions. When the complaint reached police, they had already noticed rumors that Babydoll Archi might be AI-generated. They had not realized she was modeled on a real woman living quietly in Assam. Police wrote to Instagram and asked for details on the creator. Once the platform responded, investigators asked Sanchi whether she knew anyone named Pratim Bora. When she confirmed, officers traced him to the neighboring district of Tinsukia and arrested him on the evening of July 12th. Devices were seized, including a laptop, phones, hard drives, and bank documents. The financial trail mattered because the account was monetized. According to Officer Agarwal, the profile linked out through a Linktree page that had around 3,000 subscriptions. They believe the operation pulled in roughly 1 million rupees over time, and an astonishing 300,000 rupees in just 5 days before the arrest. The speed of the earnings mirrored the speed of the deception. Fame arrived quickly, and so did the money. While the suspect has been taken into custody, he has not made a statement. The BBC reached out to his family, and updates are expected if they decide to speak. Meanwhile, Sanchi is distraught, according to police, though counseling has begun and the family is trying to stabilize after the shock. The personal toll is heavy. The internet forgets fast, but the people at the center of a viral storm must live with the aftermath. The question everyone asks is simple. Could this have been prevented? Police say it is nearly impossible to stop something like this before it starts. The tools are widely available, and a motivated person can craft a believable deepfake quickly. If action had been taken earlier, perhaps the account would not have gained so much traction. Yet, the victim had no way to know because she was not online and the family could not see the posts. They only discovered the deception once the world was already watching. Meta, which owns Instagram, did not respond to questions on this case. The company does not generally allow explicit sexual content on the platform. There has been growing scrutiny of AI tools that can undress or sexualize real people. In June, CBS reported that Meta removed a set of ads that promoted apps designed to create explicit deepfakes from real images. The enforcement is ongoing, but content often outruns moderation. By now, the original Babydoll Archi account appears to be out of public view. It reportedly carried 282 posts at its peak, yet the content has scattered across the internet. Reposts, compilations, and mirrors keep it alive in other corners. One Instagram page seems to have gathered the entire archive. The BBC has asked Meta what actions it plans to take to stem the replication. On social platforms, deletion is rarely the end of a story. Experts say the legal path is real, but difficult. Lawyer and AI researcher Meghna Bal calls what happened to Sanchi horrifying and also nearly impossible to fully prevent. A court could grant the right to be forgotten, which would allow takedown orders for stories that identify the victim. That can help reduce the visibility of the harm. Scrubbing every trace from the web is another matter. Copies multiply, and the memory of the network is stubborn. Bal points out that violations like this are not new. For years, private photos and videos of women have been circulated by abusive partners as revenge. AI has made the process faster, cheaper, and far more convincing. Incidents may be less common than we imagine, or they may be underreported. The shame and fear that surround these crimes keep many victims silent. Others, like Sanchi, might not even know they are being targeted until strangers know their face. The legal case against Bora is moving forward. Police have invoked multiple sections that cover sexual harassment, distribution of obscene material, defamation, and forgery aimed at harming reputation. Charges also include cheating by personation and cybercrime. If found guilty, he could face up to 10 years in prison. The process will take time, but the case has already triggered public anger and calls for stronger protections. Do we need new laws for the age of generative AI? Bal believes the current legal framework can address many of these harms. At the same time, lawmakers will likely study whether companies that build and deploy AI tools deserve fresh obligations. That debate must be careful. Deepfakes are not always malicious. They can power satire, restoration, and creative expression. The danger lies in how easily the same tools can be weaponized to ruin a life. This story is a mirror held up to the internet as it exists right now. A digital avatar can appear, amass an audience, earn money, and dominate conversation, even when the person at its core does not exist. Authenticity becomes a moving target. The world cheers, clicks, and comments, and then asks later whether any of it was real. For Sanchi, the answer is chilling. The world saw her face without her consent. Millions engaged with a persona that mimicked her features and gestures. The line between a human being and a manufactured image dissolved in the feed. There is a second mirror here, held up to the platforms. Technology companies promise safety, yet they also reward whatever content keeps users engaged. Moderation teams and automated filters work non-stop, but scale is unforgiving. When something explodes, the system struggles to keep up. Even after accounts are suspended or made private, the fragments remain. Other users collect and repost. The material cascades through channels where it becomes even harder to reach. Victims and families must navigate a maze. There are police reports to file, devices to examine, platforms to petition, and courts to approach. Each step takes time. Each step requires proof. Meanwhile, the audience moves on to the next flash of novelty. The injury lingers for the people left behind. Counseling and community support are not luxuries in cases like this. They are essential. The Babydoll Archi saga also forces a cultural reckoning. Our curiosity fuels the algorithm. The more we share and search, the more power an illusion gains. Audiences did not create this harm, but they amplified it. Many viewers suspected AI from the start. Fewer asked who might be paying the price if the face belonged to a real person. The ethical burden does not rest only on coders and companies. It belongs to all of us who participate in the viral machine. So what can be done? First, early reporting matters. If you suspect a deepfake is harming someone, flag it to the platform and to cybercrime authorities. Second, keep your digital hygiene high. Lock down private albums, treat unsolicited links with caution, and talk openly with family and friends about the risk of image misuse. Third, support victims with empathy rather than scrutiny. They did not choose the spotlight. Finally, demand transparency from AI systems and the companies that profit from them. Safer defaults, watermarking, and faster response teams can blunt the worst abuses. None of these measures will erase the threat, but they can reduce the damage and shorten the life cycle of a malicious stunt. Responsibility will always lag behind innovation if we let it. A viral profile rose and fell in a matter of weeks, yet its impact endures. Behind the avatar was an ordinary woman whose life was upended by a personal grudge supercharged by modern tools. The case is now before the law. The videos and images still echo across the web. The questions it raises are not going away. When a face can be borrowed and a life can be rewritten with a few clicks, what does it mean to be real online? Sanchi's story is a warning and a call to action. Believe the victims, pressure the platforms, educate one another, celebrate the creative promise of AI, but draw a bright line against exploitation. In this new era, vigilance is not optional. It is the cost of living in a world where fame can be fabricated and a stranger's fantasy can hijack a life.